Okay, about a month and a half ago, I decided to start this series called The 5-Week Grind with the goal of actually achieving 3 separate goals. The first goal was to lose 8 kilograms in 1 month. The second goal was to make a 30-page manga contest entry in 30 days. And the third goal was to make 5 videos in 5 weeks. A lot of numbers, I know, it's just like algebra, but a lot more fun. Now, in reality, the honest objective of the series was to try to simulate the very busy lifestyle of a weekly published mangaka and to try to get a feel for how difficult it really is. I just didn't know that my experience would turn out to be a Togashi simulator. Yoshihiro Togashi, of course, is the author behind Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite shonen manga of all time. But Togashi-sensei is notorious for his hiatuses and his delays, because he usually gets sick. Well, sick of his job sometimes, but mostly physically sick. And that's what I was in August. Boom, long story short, the first 2 weeks I was suffering through a sleeping disorder. I couldn't sleep very well. I woke up with daily migraines, and I couldn't really work on anything. I couldn't work on my manga, I couldn't work on editing videos, and I couldn't work out. Now, those are all my 3 goals out the window. The good thing was I was able to take some steps to address my sleeping disorder, and I was able to get more sleep and get better quality sleep, and I was able to improve my condition, and I was able to make the second video in the series. And I thought I was going to get back on track, and I could save the series in its entirety. However, boom! I caught the one thing that most of you guys are probably trying to forget, but still exists out there. COVID. You know, prior to testing positive for it, I've avoided COVID for years. I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio trying to avoid Tom Hanks in that one movie about a con artist.
Put your shirt on, Frank. You're under arrest.
Hey, are you hungry? Do you want some beans, Carl? They got the best French beans here.
But as soon as I started feeling the symptoms, I was like, yep, it's fucking COVID. Of course, you've got your usual suspects. The fevers, the chills, the fatigue. So annoying, but the absolute worst parts of the whole entire thing had to do with my lungs and my throat. I mean, seriously, for 2 weeks, what it felt like was that I was trying to get in character for an audition, trying to channel my inner Batman.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
This is day number 4 of my symptoms. I'm not gonna do this again. I just wanted to show you what it's like to be me right now.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Story of my life.
It was really rough because I just recently gained back my voice. My voice was gone for like 2 weeks and a half. I still have some weird long-term COVID symptoms. I'm still coughing sometimes, and my throat becomes itchy sometimes, and my voice is like at a 98% instead of 100%, but you know, you live with it. I actually thought about making some of the pages for the manga that I started, even though it was not realistic to finish 30 pages in the remaining time that I had, but I ultimately decided against that idea because number 1, it was already too late, and number 2, I didn't want to make my condition worse. Now, I could have just submitted the draft or the name for the manga because the contest organizers said that they accepted only the draft if you couldn't finish the artwork, but I also decided against that because I was actually really proud of the story and the idea that I had for that manga, so I want to finish that manga and maybe just submit it as a complete work in the future to some other contest. Okay, I know some of you are wondering, and some of you probably don't really care, but here are my survival tools for COVID. Okay, my first tool for surviving COVID is actually this. Yeah, I don't have any with me right now because I ran out, but it is rice porridge, or in Japanese you would say okayu. Now, rice porridge or okayu is a very Asian thing. I think if you're from the West, you're probably more familiar with chicken soup, and I also like chicken soup, but okayu is what we have. I just bought some microwavable okayu, and it was good. Okay, before I tell you about the second thing, of which I'm doing a great job of hiding in my jacket, one of my symptoms for COVID was that I couldn't really swallow anything properly because my throat was always in pain, and even swallowing saliva was a difficult thing. So I needed to eat anything and drink anything that was really easy to swallow. And that's why I had a lot of juice. Juice was the most readily available thing that had a lot of calories, tasted pretty well. Oh, by the way, I didn't lose my sense of taste. So yeah, a lot of juice, a lot of vitamin C, a lot of carbs as well. Okay, the third thing, which is also particularly helpful, not just for COVID, but for anything that involves fevers and, you know, headaches, and even just plain old summer. This thing, this cooling gel sheet that I just put on my forehead. And I don't know if you have these in your country, but if you do, take advantage of them because, you know, sometimes you're just lazy. You don't want to deal with wetting a towel or making use of an ice bag or something like that. You just want to throw in one of these on your forehead. In fact, let me just do it now. It comes like this. Peel it off, slap it on your forehead, and you're good to go. Okay, the fourth thing, something that I think all of you are already familiar with, but I learned the hard way that if you run out of these, you're screwed. So I had to get myself tissues. Lots and lots of tissues. Shit, I forgot that I live by myself and I have to clean this all up by myself. And an optional thing that I use to deal with my fatigue is Salon Pass. Some of you are probably already familiar with this, but you take one of these bad boys out. Same thing with the cooling gel. You peel it off and place it where it hurts the most. So as you can see, all these things are really useful against COVID, but if not used properly, will be very effective in making you look like a fool. Oh yeah, and always remember, don't be livid with COVID. Don't be livid with COVID. Okay, all kidding aside, guys, I wasn't really sure about how to end this series, the 5-week grind, and how to present myself after not having uploaded for such a long time. And I decided to do something like this. It's just a trivial status update, but I wanted to put a positive spin on something that was really negative, actually. Like, getting sick is not a fun thing to go through, and I don't wish that upon anybody, even my worst enemies, of which I have none. Some of you guys are waiting for a video from me, so I want to apologize for not having uploaded anything, because I took some time off, not just for being sick, but also to think about the next steps, to think about what I should do, because there's a takeaway from this video, and there's also a takeaway from getting sick. And the takeaway for me is that I should prioritize my health above anything else if I want to do anything long term. So publishing manga, becoming a mangaka is one of the goals that I have in life, and now I also want to become a successful YouTuber. So all that stress from all those different sources, they're just gonna get me if I don't prioritize my health, or if I don't take care of myself now when I'm a young lad. I'm not that young anymore, but you know what I mean. And now that I have another dream of becoming a YouTuber and becoming successful that way, I feel like the added stress will just burn me out if I'm not prepared. Now, the good thing about that dream of becoming a YouTuber is that I have another way of spending my time if I'm too burnt out on making manga. So I feel like I should use that opportunity. So I feel like for now, I'll need to take a step back from trying to give myself carpal tunnel syndrome by working on so many pages and trying to meet deadlines. And I think it'd be a good idea to work on some other things for now, like myself, for example. I'm trying to get back into shape, trying to get a summer body in winter because summer is already finished. And also by working on content for this channel. And so, of course, the goal is to up the quantity and the quality of the videos in order to up the sub count and the viewership as well. So I hope you guys understand my decision. I mean, you can't really do anything. But I really want to thank each and every one of you for supporting this channel and for watching the videos, and I ask for your continued support by continuing to watch the videos and by doing all the liking and the subscribing and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this has been just a very trivial status update and a way for me to end the 5-week grind, which was kind of abrupt and disappointing, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys next time.